prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
I want to send a special shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. I also want to ask y'all to go smash that like button and subscribe to their channel on YouTube. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and you guys, you didn't really think you were going to get away. You didn't think you were going to get away from talking about this quarterback competition. It is the hot topic, and today Vegas releases their starting Tennessee quarterback odds and their favorite, and I've said it time and time again, they didn't build Vegas on winners. So we'll take a look at the article. We'll see what the odds are, and we'll talk about who they are picking to be the starting quarterback this fall. But first and foremost, as always, guys, do me a favor, go just below the video, just click that little thumbs up. Helps the channel, plays into the analytics. You guys know the deal. And also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're just three fans, diehard fans. We are just like you. We're not experts, insiders. We just love to get on here, give our opinion, hear your opinion. This is your channel as much as it is ours. So if you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications, and you won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. But let's go ahead and get into the article. And again, this is Rocky Top Insider. This is an article by Rick Butler. It says Vegas releases starting Tennessee quarterback odds and their favorite. We scroll down here and get into the article. It says Tennessee's quarterback competition is on the mind of every coach, player, reporter, and fan as the Vols begin their fall camp this week. And while most have a pick of which quarterback they think will win the job, Vegas has also entered their selection into the mix. And, you know, I know some of you, when I talk about the quarterback competition and we get into it, you know, you leave comments and say, can we just stop talking about it? Another quarterback video, Boogie. We know your opinion. Look, these videos get more views than anything else we put on this channel. The quarterback videos typically get more views. Why? Because it's the hot topic. It's what everybody wants to talk about right now. And that's why we continue to put these out. It's fluid, you know? It's an ongoing conversation. It's fun to interact with you guys and talk about it. So let's scroll down here and let's get into the odds. It says on Thursday, Sportsbook released their lines for Tennessee starting quarterback in 2021 season opener. And the order is as follows. There is your odds-on favorite, Joe Milton, minus 175. Behind him, Harrison Bailey, plus 190. Hendon Hooker, plus 400. Brian Maurer, plus 550. I think this is where we all thought we were at. I think most of us believe it's between Joe Milton and Harrison Bailey. Some people still think Hendon Hooker has a chance. I still think Hendon Hooker is in the mix. But the article goes on to say Michigan transfer Joe Milton has been the prediction for many people, Boogie included. Even though he never practiced in the spring, Milton officially transferred to Tennessee after Coach Josh Heupel wrapped up his first spring camp after he got off to a rocky start at Michigan. Milton found Tennessee as a place where he could get a fresh start, and after a successful hand surgery this offseason, Milton also found a brand new approach to the game. I want to start there. I want to start with the statement after he got off to a rocky start at Michigan, because that seems to be the odds-on number one argument when we're talking about whether or not Joe Milton can get it done at Tennessee. People don't want to do research. They don't want to look at tape. It's almost like the Josh Heupel can't recruit argument. It's lazy. It's lazy to go and look and say he was unsuccessful at Michigan, but you don't look at the why. You don't look at the style of the offense. You don't look at the coaching. And an argument that I regularly use on this channel, mostly in the comment section, is if you go that route, if you just say, well, look what he did at Michigan, he's not going to get it done at Tennessee. I love to bring up the name Nathan Peterman, a guy that could not get it done at Tennessee, transfers to Pitt. What happens? He puts together two really good seasons, and you can say, well, Boogie, that's Pitt. The competition at Pitt, nowhere near the competition in the SEC. Okay, that's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. Nathan Peterman was also drafted into the NFL. I think if you're drafted into the NFL in the 5th round, I would say you're a guy that has some talent and a guy that could probably succeed in the SEC under the right circumstances. Another name, we're doing the Fall of the Vols series. The Indy kid brought up Riley Ferguson, another guy that had a ton of hype, ton of potential, never really got it done at Tennessee. Transfers to Michigan, or to Memphis, puts things together. Also ends up, he went undrafted, but he was signed as a free agent into the NFL as well. So again, there's two prime examples of why you can't just throw out the argument, well, Joe Milton didn't succeed at Michigan. This isn't Michigan. This is Tennessee. So you guys come back at me, Boogie. Well, why do you think it's not that I necessarily think Milton is the guy, for a long time before he transferred, I thought it was Hooker. You guys know my reasoning. Why else do you go out and add at the time a fifth scholarship quarterback? Yes, I've said that 500 times, and I will continue to say it as we have these arguments. But as the weeks have played out, there's more and more. There's all these little clues that you can follow that tell you that Joe Milton is going to be your starting quarterback, whether you like it or not.
To me, Joe's got a unique skill set, strong arm, accurate passer. I think he's a very bright young man that's picked up on what we've done so far really well. He's talented. He can spray the football field from sideline to sideline and vertically, and has a unique skill set with his size and mobility to use his feet as a weapon as well.
Joe didn't get the spring with us, but he had a great summer, and he has a really big arm. He can put the ball down the football field, make all the throws.
I remember him out of high school. I remember watching that high school film. I know Coach Hype, they recruited him at UCF. So there's like a bunch of us that have seen him, a bunch of us that have studied him, and then there's actual film from him at Michigan a year ago. So really strong arm guy, big body type. Big body. He is big. He is as big of a quarterback as I've ever been around. Strong, really strong arm, has the ability to run. They did not ask him to do that just a ton, but can win running the football with him as well. But extremely strong arm.
They not all of them throw different, to be honest. They all really throw the same, except for Joe. He's a different, but at the end of the day, they all throw the same. They all have the same goal, and it don't really matter to me who throws to me. I just needed to be there.
How do you describe Joe's throws?
How do you describe them? Like a bullet.
I threw that last one in there just for giggles. But again, for me, it goes back to why are all signs indicating that Joe Milton's going to be the guy? It goes back to SEC Media Days when Josh Heupel didn't talk about any other quarterback on the roster. He only talked about Joe Milton. The word keeps coming up, trust, a guy you trust. He talked about Joe Milton earning the trust of the locker room. Everything has been about Joe Milton. That's your quarterback's coach. That's your offensive coordinator. That's your head coach. And that's a wide receiver on this football team singing the praises of Joe Milton. The article goes on to say, every day I walk into the building, it's a new me, Milton said on Tuesday. Last year I lost it, and I know what it feels like to have half of your body and half of your hands. So it's just a new me. Again, you're talking about a guy that was battling through injury while he was at Michigan. Says Harrison Bailey is the most favored out of the other three as the sophomore prepares to enter his second season with the Vols. Bailey appeared at quarterback 6 times in 2020 for Tennessee. In those 6 appearances, the freshman completed 48 out of 68 passes, although no Tennessee quarterback had a chance to settle into the role during the disastrous season. And that's the thing about Harrison Bailey. He didn't get a fair opportunity last season. He deserved an opportunity last year. And no matter who gets the job, I would encourage you guys. I've seen this trend starting. And again, it happens on social media, and then it just becomes this ongoing narrative, and people, they don't research, they don't look into it. They just repeat what they hear, like the lazy recruiting, like the Joe Milton didn't get it done at Michigan. I've seen people saying, well, here we go. This is just like Pruitt and Jarrett Garantano. Josh Heupel's got his guy, and he's going to stick with him no matter what. Harrison Bailey's not getting a fair shake. Drop it. Just drop it. If Joe Milton's the guy, we need to get behind not only Joe Milton, but Coach Heupel and support his decision. Whether you agree or disagree, you got to support that decision. Now, Joe Milton goes out there and is an absolute train wreck or a disaster. Sure, voice your frustration. That's part of being a fan. But I don't think it's fair to criticize Josh Heupel's recruiting, Joe Milton's ability on the field when they have yet to play a game at the University of Tennessee. So again, just another quick video talking about the quarterback competition. Vegas didn't build that city on winners. I think Vegas knows what they're talking about. I think Josh Heupel has his starting quarterback, and I think we need to get behind Joe Milton and let's go to work. Let's support this team. Let's support these coaches. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We can criticize once the games are being played, but I think we need to get behind Joe Milton. If Harrison Bailey wins the job, I'll be the first one to be cheering for him on Saturdays. You can put your life savings on that. There's no doubt about it. You guys know what to do. Hit that comment section. Let me know what you think of the article, and let me know what you think of the odds. I think some of you are finally starting to agree with me that it's going to be Joe Milton. If you still disagree, give me a reason. Don't just say Harrison Bailey just because. I know Harrison Bailey was a big-time prospect. We expected a lot from him and still do. The kid still has an opportunity. We all know the talent that Harrison Bailey has, but something was missing. Something was missing back in the spring, and that's why Joe Milton is here, and that's why throughout SEC media days, throughout press conferences, throughout practice reports, we are being spoon-fed the ability, the talent of Joe Milton, because he is going to be your starting quarterback for game one. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Smash that thumbs up on the way out the door and go Big Orange.